Hello. My name is Eric, not real Eric. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the original Nintendo 64 controllers in Donkey Kong Bonanza for Nintendo Switch 2. And the big question, can we make this game play like Donkey Kong 64? Before we begin, we're going to be needing two third-party adapters in order to make this work, as Nintendo has not provided a way to make your original N64 controllers playable on the Nintendo Switch systems. What Nintendo does provide, however, is an alternative. Nintendo sells their Nintendo Switch Online N64 controllers for $50 through their website. It's wireless, can connect via USB-C, and works on PC apps like Steam. It works great for the Nintendo 64 games available through the NSO apps, but the downsides are, outside of the NSO apps, the controls aren't the best, the controller isn't remappable, and you must be an active NSO member to place an order. It's a quality remake from Nintendo themselves, but I'm more so interested in using decades-old original N64 controllers to play Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's get started. Our first adapter is the 8BitDo GBros adapter. It is currently available for purchase on the 8BitDo website and their Amazon page for $25. One thing to note, in June 2025, 8BitDo published a software update for the GBros adapter, giving it Nintendo Switch 2 compatibility. So if you have an older model of the adapter like I do, make sure you update it. The second adapter we will be needing is the Raphnet N64 to Wii/GameCube adapter. The Raphnet N64 adapter is currently available for purchase on the Raphnet website for $25. For setup, the first thing we're going to need is two AA batteries installed into the 8BitDo GBros adapter. Take off the back flap to install them, and once they're in, let's turn to the front of the adapter. The front of the adapter will home four buttons. The green button acts as the capture button, the red button functions as the home button, the knob is to input it in between Switch or Windows mode, and the yellow button is to sync the console. On the side, we'll see a GameCube port. On the other side, we'll see a Wii Remote port. Let's focus on the side with the GameCube port for now. At this point, let's take our Raphnet N64 adapter, which has the GameCube input, and connect it to the GBros adapter's GameCube port. In order to pair the GBros adapter to our Switch 2, let's go ahead and turn it on by pressing the red button. Now that you see it blinking turned on, let's quickly press and hold the yellow sync button for it to connect. It might take a little bit for the first time. And now that we have connection, let's plug in our Nintendo 64 controller to make sure that it's up and running. We are watching Donkey Kong Bonanza with an original N64 controller. By default, Donkey Kong moves with the control stick, jumps with the A button, will dig or punch downward with the B button, the C buttons will control the camera, the right shoulder button will do the hand slap, the left shoulder button will do the tear off or picking up of items, and if we turn around the controller and test out the Z button, we see that it has no function. While the game technically is playable like this, it's missing the Y button, the X button, and the ZL button, which are required to make actual progress. So let's fix that. Thanks to the Raphnet adapter, it comes with button remapping. If we press and hold the right C button as we are connecting that adapter to the GBros adapter, it will give us a better configuration for Donkey Kong Bonanza. What this remapping does is that it will make down on the C buttons the Y button, left on the C buttons the X button. So as we could see, down on the C buttons will make DK punch forward, left on the C buttons will make DK punch up, and B will make DK punch down. The R button is now the tear off grab button, while the L button is now the whistle. If we take a look at the Z button on the back, it's now the hand slap. So while it's better, it's still not perfect, and it's definitely not like DK64. So let's fix that even more. If we entered the options menu by pressing and holding the red button on the GBros adapter, we can go to the edit mapping. Here, we'll be able to make the controls even better. Start out by changing ZR to the R button. Next, we're going to come and remap the R button and change it to the ZL button. Then we're going to change the B button and make it the Y button. Inversely, change the Y button and change it to the B button. Next, we're going to come to down on the D-pad and we're going to change that to clicking into the left stick. Lastly, we're going to change right on the D-pad and change that to the ZR button. So B is no longer our B button, B is now down on the C buttons. With this remapping, B is now punching forward and it feels very precise and very responsive with the Nintendo 64 controller. This feels like something out of DK64. Left on the C buttons is now punching up. Down on the C buttons is now punching down. Jumping is still A and the roll is Z. Let's show off some gameplay. And there we have it. Donkey Kong Bonanza being played with an original Nintendo 64 controller. I'm amazed with how well this brand new modern game plays with a roughly 30-year-old controller. Everything plays pretty well for the most part. Granted, because of the remapping, we don't have free aiming, and we have to remap some things to the D-pad which are less than ideal, like recentering the camera or the tearing off function. But aside from that, you can get through most of the game with this controller scheme. So, to answer the question, is it possible to play through Donkey Kong Bonanza with the Nintendo 64 controller? Yes. My name is Eric, not real Eric. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.